The next one I think is important for today's group of seniors. And it's important because of where you're at in life. And I'm taking this from a high school graduation. I want to honor that there are people that have graduated in different capacities for this graduation time period, right? There's high schoolers, there's people who have graduated college, postgraduate degrees, have gone back to school and got degrees. Like, there's an incredible amount of graduates out there, especially last year with the availability and time to do it from home. So can we just give it up for everyone who's graduated? Everyone. One of the biggest lessons I learned coming out of high school into college and graduating from college even was that you begin to make friendships that will last a lifetime. You begin to have friends that will transcend time and distance in those because you're leaving your nest. And it's important for you to recognize right now. And what I call this is make friends, not followers. And so I think this is important language for today. It looks good when you have a lot of followers on wherever you're at. If you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, however many friends I got here and followers I got here, that's absolutely wonderful. But when you graduate and when you leave your nest and you begin on your own, you will realize that you will have maybe in your max 3 to 5 friends in your lifetime that will transcend time and distance. And they will be your go-to in times when you can talk to no one else. Just 2 days ago, I talked to my best friend from college from 20 years ago in Sweden, and we picked up like we had never left off. Just went to town. What are you doing right now? What's going on? What's happening here? Why are you doing this? And these friendships, here's the important part of them. They need to be real. They need to be raw, because you need someone to be able to tell you where God is moving you. These are the friendships that you need. In addition to real and raw, they need to be wise. Find friends in your life that are wise and surround yourself with them, because the foolish find a way to go away. It's pretty crazy. You'll notice it later on in your life, but the foolish friends you had went away. The wise friends will stay next to you. And here's where this comes from in Proverbs. It's from Proverbs 13, verse 20. It says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools suffers harm. Who wants to be a companion of fools? It's fun for a moment though, right? Like everyone has that friend, right? Does everyone have that friend, the foolish friend, right? Okay, that's only fun for a moment though. Do we agree with that? Okay, companion to the wise. Find friends who are wise and you will walk being wise. You need to have friends, not followers. Here's the other hard moment. Once you leave the nest and once you move into that next stage of your life, you will find at a moment in your life you will be lost. And I think every one of us can acknowledge that. I think every one of us have felt that this last year. You will find a time when you are lost. In college, I got lost. I did. I didn't go to church for 3 years in college. I tried to, but no one around me, let's go back to the previous point, wanted to go to church. And I was in a fraternity that didn't view that as a priority. I was the religious guy in the fraternity, but that was all I held to my name. And I didn't go to church. I didn't serve at church. I didn't find a church. I didn't seek out a church. I strayed. And I was lost. And by the 3rd year in college, I was so lost that I remember a prayer that I had at a moment on a bench in a park at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I said, God, I don't know the direction. I literally have zero direction in my life right now. I feel like I'm just doing things for the sake of doing things, and that's it. I was completely lost. And I only found myself by loving others. And what I realized is I was trying to find myself by loving myself and serving myself and defining my own path. And I had forgotten to put God first. And once you have God first, then God will make straight your paths. And by loving others, you find that wonderful relationship to God that finds yourself and who you are being fulfilled, not successful. And I was trying to be successful in everything I did, but I wasn't being faithful. And so I was just lost in all these different areas. Then I sat on this park bench and I prayed to God and I said, I am so lost. And I tell you, God speaks in unique ways. I'm telling you right now. And the next morning, if you want to hear how this journey began, the next morning I opened up my inbox and my email, AOL days. Remember the AOL days? You've got mail. I messed with the You've Got Mail thing too, so it said different things to me. We figured that out. I woke up the next morning after that prayer at 2 a.m., lost, completely broken. I committed my life at that moment. I said, I'm out. I said, I'm done trying to figure it out. And the next morning it says, in my inbox, the title of the email was, do you want to go to seminary? Number one email in my inbox the next morning at 6 a.m. Do you want to go to seminary? And I opened that up and it says, apply by this date. And the date was last Friday. And I said, oh, funny. That's really funny. Thanks, God. God's going, right, I don't know if that's how God laughs, but I think that would be a God-like laugh. Move the mountain. Let me go back into the beginning of this message. Move the mountain. Just because they said it's last Friday doesn't mean I can't move that mountain. So I messaged them and said, if I apply today, will you allow my application to go in? And they said, absolutely. So I wrote a 10-page essay that day and I gave it to my dad and he read it and he said, this is no good. You need to rewrite it. So I rewrote it and I sent it in. They said, this is no good. I said, I have a backup. And I sent them that one. They said, this is perfect. 20 pages in one day. And by that afternoon, I was committed to a semester at seminary in Berkeley, California. Move the mountain. Please move the mountain. This is so important in your life. Remember, when you are lost, not if, when you are lost, find yourself by loving others. When I got back from seminary, I found a church. I served at a Christian camp. I discovered things. I got into a choir, and I realized I had missed 3 years. So for all the seniors out there, for all the people who are watching, for all the graduates, don't miss this time. Seek after it. Freedom doesn't mean that you don't do anything. Freedom means that you have the will to go forward towards God. Use this time, please. And here's the next one. Have the kind of faith that causes fear and might fail. I want you to hear that one more time, and if you're writing something down today,